We were talking about the 10-volume set of the Bible story set, which is a material that can be used by children and for the whole family. But perhaps your children, they have already left home, or you don't have children, but you still want to find out more information and you want to get an overview of the whole setup of the Bible. Then perhaps this set is for you. This set that can cover from Genesis to Revelation. This is it's called the Conflict Set, and it's comprised of 5 different books. This one will also give you an overview of all the different eras and different times in the Bible. So, for example, the set starts with patriarchs and prophets. You know, this material is actually one of the best ways to start a conversation with our Muslim neighbors, because they believe in prophets, they believe that there were many prophets, and this is the contact point that we can have with them. So Muslims and even Catholic priests, other religions, pastors of other denominations, they don't have these resources available. So if you want to understand better what was happening in the time of the prophets and the patriarchs, what is the setup, what is the history around in the early times, this is something that can help us together with prophets and kings. This is the continuation. So you have patriarchs and prophets, and then you move on to patriarchs and kings. Each one of the books goes to different historical periods in the Bible. So in the first volume, which you have patriarchs and prophets, it covers from Adam to David, going through the judges, the different forms of leadership throughout history. So Adam to David is covered on the first volume of the set. On the second volume, which is when prophets and then kings were introduced into Israel, it covers from Solomon to Malachi. That is the period of time that is covered in the second volume. From then, we find all the different forms of leadership that perhaps was not so successful. Then we find Jesus. Jesus came to provide solutions and to give a plan of salvation. So the 4 Gospels that are included into the Desire of Ages is the whole life of Jesus and his ministry and his life. The miracles and everything that happened throughout his life while he was here on earth. That's what we find in the Desire of Ages. That's volume 3 of the set. Volume 4 of the set covers the Acts of the Apostles. The Acts of the Apostles is the beginning of the church, the beginning of the Christian church. How did it start? So all the different apostles, how they were appointed, and what was the missionary trips, what was the commission, how the Holy Spirit empowered them to move on and to grow the church. So we have covered Adam to David, Solomon to Malachi, the life of Jesus and the Gospels, the Acts of the Apostles, how they were empowered by the Holy Spirit and commissioned to spread the church throughout the world. So the last volume is the Great Controversy, where we can find from the fall of Jerusalem to the earth made new. You have the full historical background and what is the outcome of that. The earth made new, that's our goal. That's what the hope that we have as Christians. That's why this set, it covers and it brings into life, brings extra commentaries that will help us to understand what the Bible, the content of the Bible, historically and prophetically as well.